Reality Team TV. We back. We back. ZOE, once again, ZOE makes a return onto the red chair. One of my favorite guests onto the red chair. She makes a return again. ZOE, how many times have you been on red chair by now?
This is the second time.
Second time? You feel like the fourth or like the third for whatever reason?
The second time.
Okay, but yeah, darling. Welcome back onto the red chair. And we're going to have another beautiful conversation. ZOE, take it away, man. What do you want to talk about today, man? How do you feel about certain women who get their hearts broken, who just come out of the blue for whatever reason, and they lie, the key word, they lie, that, men have sexually assaulted them, raped them and all of that kind of shit? Because that's a really dirty stain to put on someone, especially if you're chatting shit, you get me? Because, you can say, a woman can come out, we've all seen in it, and say, oh, this guy has done this to me. But even if the guy get proven innocent, that stain, certain people still feel like, nah, maybe, you get what I'm saying, maybe like that guy has done it, still this and that. But what are your thoughts in general?
I just think that, karma's a bitch, and if you go out of your way to make trouble for somebody else, that trouble is going to come back and hit you 10 times harder. I mean, there's ways of dealing with people that have hurt you. You don't have to go and tell a lie on the person, because then you're just stooping down to their level. And you don't necessarily need to do that. There's other things you can do. You leave them sort of people to God. God will deal with them kind of people. But going out of your way to cause problems for them, that's going to make problems for you also. And it's just not worth it. The whole outcome of it.
How's life treating you?
Oh God, life has been a roller coaster. I'm not going to lie to you.
Is
been
life
a roller coaster?
Is it fucking you up at the moment, or is it treating you good? Be honest to the people.
Do you know what? It is kind of effing me up, but then I'm getting strength and confidence at the other end. So it's a good and a bad thing, because we have to go through challenges in life to make us stronger and gain confidence, because you never know, you could be someone's next testimony. Someone needed to hear your testimony to get through, so they don't think, oh, it's not just me. Literally, it's easy to think like that, and it's easy to feel isolated when you're going through challenges, especially when people don't know what you're going through. And when you're dealing with it, sometimes it can be misread as you being rude, moving off key, moving sideways, when really people don't understand what you're going through. You're dealing with your demons.
That's why I think sometimes it's good to communicate, if you could. Communication is good, innit? Like you said, sometimes you might be going through something, but obviously you don't need to tell whatever you're going through to everyone, but I feel like to your close people, some of your friends, communicate to tell them, look, you might be thinking maybe my energies might be off today, or maybe my energies have been off for a while, but because of this, because of that.
Having a relationship with God and trusting God more, instead of putting trust in people, put that trust in God and let God take control of my life and the plans that he has for it. Because sometimes we plan how we want our life to be, and sometimes it doesn't always go how you plan for it to go. And this is where you have to trust God and let God take control. And that's basically what I've been doing, because everything around me has literally just shut down and failed. And I just thought to myself, why was this happening? And then I've realised that it is because I wasn't putting God first in everything that I did. And this is why certain things went left, and now I'm just trusting God to iron out certain situations in my life that I'm not in control of.
Yeah.
I do speak to people here and there, but there's only so much people can do. I mean, sometimes there is nothing that nobody can do. This is something there's certain things that you have to talk to God about, and there's people can't help you. The people can give advice, but sometimes it's not always the right advice.
Yeah, that's actually true. That's actually true. How's your son doing?
He's all right. He's going through his changes as well. He started puberty, and that's another chapter, mate. There's a lot going on there.
So, as a man, as a mum, yeah, and obviously your son is he's turning into a young man, yeah? What are some of the challenges that, like you said, he's going through puberty? What are some of the challenges that, obviously,
his behaviour has changed a great deal, a massive deal, and he becomes a lot more dysregulated. And
what's that word? Sorry, what's that? Sorry, dysregulated.
When he's just not.
He's not really.
Yeah, he's not in check, basically.
Okay, and how do you deal with that in terms of like, again, because you know some of these people, sometimes people say this is why it's important for, you know, for a young man to have like a father figure there, so that obviously when these kind of things happen, obviously there's a man there to speak to him. But obviously you as his mum, yeah, like what are some of the things that you do? Do you try to have more conversations with him? Yeah, what kind of things do you do to try to,
I just try and
guide him
find
through
out
this?
what his wants and needs are and why these meltdowns are happening more frequent. And a lot of the time it's down to like, he asks for something and you say no. That's a massive trigger for him because he don't like the word no, and he can have a meltdown, and yeah, it can go left. I find it happens a lot when we're out. Like at home, he doesn't have as much meltdowns as when we're out. I find he has more when we're out.
And since the last time that we started speaking, yeah, would you say like in terms of like of his triggers, yeah, you found even maybe more ways to kind of like to help him with some of the things that might trigger him, especially like what he just said when he's outside, when you guys go outside?
Distract him with something else. Just try and distract. Oh, let's
What-
go here. Or,
Yeah.
Look at there in arcade. Do you want that, or do you want to play with this? And yeah.
The process of you still linking up with more parents that obviously have got kids as well that, you know, they've got.
You know what? I've got connected with them, but it's more online we talk rather than meeting up as such, because everyone's just busy, and you know everyone's got busy, hectic lives, and you know sometimes it's not always possible to meet up. So we more speak
like
on the phone and on lives and stuff.
Honestly speaking, though, would you say like it's definitely like it's helpful?
It is
in certain
helpful.
aspects,
It is. It's a good space. Like I've created my own space on TikTok to vent and to share with other parents, and you know, like just give tips and stuff. And I'm prepared to learn from other parents. It's a good space
Yeah.
for people to vent and talk about how they're feeling, because I think it's important as a SEND parent, because not everybody has a space to talk and say how they're feeling and what's affecting them, and you know, like to keep it all bottled up inside, it's very unhealthy.
Yeah. It's already like difficult. If you got two normal kids, yeah, it's already as difficult as it is, isn't it?
Oh,
So
wow,
could you imagine
yeah.
having like obviously like one child who obviously you want to say who's got autism or could have something else, and you've got how do you balance, like how do you do it basically in terms of like having two kids, and you know what I'm trying to say, one of them needs more attention than the other to a certain degree.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's to get the balance right. It can be hard, and then to top it up, you've got your challenges as a parent that you're going through, your personal demons and stuff. Reality, it's hard.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I have my down days where I just don't want to talk to anyone. I'm snapping at everyone around me, and I'm like, yo, I just need that time. Like, just give me time to recharge.
Yeah.
It can be draining at times, especially when the kids demand more attention from me, and I just haven't got the energy to give it to them.
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie. We always say I have to big up the parents, because being a parent, you just can't wake up tomorrow and say, "Fuck this! I don't even want to be a mum. I'm not even on this." Like you have to show up every day, regardless of. That's why that's why even when I was speaking a good few months ago, when I was speaking to a teacher,
even at school, it was a challenge because he was becoming dysregulated a lot, and they couldn't understand why. They were phoning me saying he's done this, he's thrown his shoes across the room, he's throwing books, he's doing this, he's doing that. And I'm thinking, this is so out of his character. What the hell is going on? What are you lot doing? I started to get more anxious and frustrated because they kept coming back to me with reports about what he's doing, but yet they didn't know why this behaviour was being displayed. And I just said to them, are you sure that it's not a member of staff that's dealing with him a certain way? Because I don't experience this when I'm at home with him, what you're telling me that he's doing. Because with a lot of schools, they like to insinuate and think that something's going on at home, when really, like, same way how you're thinking stuff's going on in my house, what about what's going on in school? Stuff that you might have missed. Like, do you know what I mean? Stop making assumptions that stuff's going on at home of why my child's misbehaving. And then we got to the bottom of it, and then we realised it was because he was hungry a lot of the time, because they said at lunchtimes he was eating more than what he would usually eat. And I'm thinking, that sounds a bit off key. They showed me the portions that they give him, and I'm thinking that's not even enough for my 4-year-old, let alone like a big boy like of that age. He's 12 years old, he's growing, he needs more than that.
Did you address like moving forward? Like,
Yeah.
was that issue addressed now? Does he?
Yes, 100%. Yeah. So I
Okay.
started bringing in more snacks, cereal, bread, all the stuff that he likes. I mean, I shouldn't have to do that as it's a special needs school, but they don't fund in that area. So, yeah, unfortunately, I have to.
So even you said it's a special needs school, yeah? In my head, when you say that, like automatically I assume, yeah, that these schools should be basically like equipped and
They're supposed
they
to be,
should
yeah.
have enough information to understand how, how obviously you get what I'm trying to say, like his needs are. But it sounds like from what you're telling me, to a certain degree, they're not really fully equipped or they don't really fully understand in terms of like what he needs moving forward.
Well, no, at one point they didn't because he was in a different class, but now they've moved him into a different class. The curriculum's different, it's a more relaxed environment. If he needs to jump up and flap or bounce, it's not an issue. Whilst in the other class, they'd more try and direct him to go and sit down and do his work. But I think the structure of the last class that he was in, the curriculum, it was just too much for him and he couldn't handle it, and that's why he became dysregulated.
Yeah. No, I hear it. What? How old is he now? What year is he now?
He's in year 8.
Year 8,
Yeah.
bro. Okay, no man. Moving, like obviously, because sometimes again, you could wake up one day and say maybe I should move to a different area, or even just speaking and hypothetically speaking, or to a different country. Does that ever pop into your mind sometimes to be like maybe for my son's benefit, or overall maybe for him to get better, or for him to get, I don't know, a better quality of life in this department or in this department? Have you ever thought of, or sometimes does it pop up in your head to feel like, you know what, maybe I should move to another area, like I said, or even another country, or not really?
Many of times it has popped up in my head, but
Yeah.
it's just knowing where, and I would, like, I'm trying to, my mum's already far away from me already.
Where's mum's?
So she's up in north, that's like 3 hours away.
Okay.
Up north. So if I move further, it's just going to be even harder for me to see my mum, and she's a reliable source. So it's like, nah, I can, but I can't.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. I would like to move, but it's just knowing where.